Thursday night, it's Real Radio, and with us tonight, and looking amazing, it's Melanie C. Hello.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. Now I remember what day it is. Fresh from upstairs doing Band in the Boardroom for us. How was that upstairs?
Yeah, it was brilliant, actually. It was nice because you've got quite a lot of people working here. So it's always nice when there's a bit of an audience, you know, someone to perform to.
That's probably the best tea break they've had all week, that is you turning up to sing for 15 minutes.
I hope so.
We're going to play one of the tracks you've just done upstairs, one of your kind of retro tracks now from quite a long way back. But we're going to play the new single in a minute from your brand new album. Must be very exciting times for you.
I am so excited about this record.
Why?
Elaborate.
Yes.
Well, you know, it's actually been 4 years since I released any new music, and I've been really busy in that time. So much has happened. It's amazing to think it's 4 years. I toured with the Spice Girls. I became a mum.
Of course.
I've worked in the theatre and, of course, made this album. So, yeah, it's finally time to release it out into the world, and it feels really special. There's something about this album I'm very excited about. It just feels like a great selection of songs. I'm very happy with the production. It's quite diverse. To me, it's more reminiscent of my first album, Northern Star. So, you know, if half the people enjoy it as much as did the first, that would be amazing.
Excellent. And so I guess after all those amazing things you've done in those 4 years, I guess you're kind of going back to doing what you love the best, basically.
Yeah, it's true, you know, because I was pretty exhausted by the time, you know, I'd finished promoting my last record and worked with the girls and stuff. So it was nice to have some time out, some family time, and then something quite different, you know, working in the theatre. But that was when I really realised how much I miss my own music and just being myself on stage. So I'm really excited to get back out on the road as well.
So this is your own album, number 5, though, in 12 years, and with 4 years off, that's still a pretty decent rate of getting albums out there. It's not bad. It's kind of one every 2 years. It's kind of...
Yeah, gosh, I'd never really looked at it like that. But this one came together quite quickly, actually. It only took a year from the writing sessions beginning to releasing. So it's, a quickie.
And it's on your record label as well?
Yeah.
So you're kind of in charge of the whole project, as you have been for the last, 2 or 3 albums now?
Well, you know, of course, you know, I have lots of very experienced people, you know, who work and, you know, who know what they're doing. I just do the singing bit. But yeah, it's been really nice because you do have full creative control over everything you do. But then, of course, with that, you have the financial outlay, which is the scary bit. But I work with Warner Music in Northern Europe. I've had a lot of success there with my last 2 albums. And that kind of takes the heat off a little bit.
And you mentioned you obviously become a mum since your last album. What, Scarlett's now, nearly 2?
She's 2.5.
Wow. So how has that changed your whole kind of outlook on writing music and performing and that kind of thing? It's given you new things to write about, I guess.
You know what? It's changed everything. It's changed the way I see the world. It's changed the way I feel about myself. And, you know, I just love my new role, being a mum. And yeah, she just makes me feel very brave and courageous. I think it might be something to do with actually giving birth or, you know, creating this child. You just think, if I can do that, I can do anything.
I think so. I've always said that if men had babies, another way would have been invented by now, to be honest, because we wouldn't put up with that. I've always said that. But there we go. Tell us about the album. You say it's one of the most varied albums you've ever done. There's a bit of everything on there, really. Yeah,
well, you know, I'm a pop artist. Always have been, and I'm sure I always will be. But I love so many different styles, you know, I love a bit of rock, a bit of dance. On this album, the production's great. We've got some very atmospheric moments. It's quite dramatic. We've got beautiful strings. So, yeah, it really is, hopefully, you know, something for everyone.
OK, should we play the new single and come back and talk?
Let's do it.
Do you want to introduce it? I'm sure you've done this many times before over the years.
Yeah, OK. Well, here's my new single. Think About It.
That is a new song from Melanie C, who's with us tonight. Think About it. That's what, September the 4th, is it?
That's correct.
It's complicated these days because you get download release dates and you get CD release dates, but it's round about that time, basically.
Yeah, it's available to download from the 4th of September, but you can pre-order it now.
Of course.
If you so wish.
And the album is called The Sea.
Yes, again, can be pre-ordered.
And there's a nice picture of you in the sea, but I'm guessing you're not actually there in the sea on the picture, on the front of the album.
Actually,
or are you? Are you really?
There's a little bit of jiggery-pokery that's gone on, but we went up to Whitby for the day. That's a beautiful bay that we were shooting in. It was called Boggle Hole, actually. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Bit of a silly name. And I stood on the rock and in very high shoes and nearly did myself a mischief, but we got lots of shots, and then as the tide came closer we kind of, you know, jumped ship, and the photographer got lots of shots of the dramatic shots and put it together. giving the game away there.
Whitby's lovely, but could you not have, negotiated somewhere else in the
I
world
know.
for this very important photo
You
shoot?
think the sea, you think white sands, palm trees. No, the album's called The Sea, and I really wanted it to be very powerful and emotive, and my vision of the sea wasn't a tropical paradise. It really was like a rugged British coastline. It was really about the turmoil and the drama of the sea.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to play the one of the tracks you did upstairs for us, which is one of your first solo tracks, isn't it? Which one is that?
Yeah, okay. Well, this was my second number one here in the UK. I think probably my biggest song as a solo artist, I Turn to You.
All right, we'll play that next on Real Radio.
Great.
I Turn to You, acoustically done a few minutes ago upstairs by Melanie C, who's with us tonight. I'm kind of having a bit of a retro day because it's A-level results day today, which takes me instantly back to the 90s. And kind of having you here as well kind of instantly takes me back to the 90s. It's all, can't believe it's that long ago, the whole Spice Girls thing
It's quite comforting though, isn't it, when because I'm up north as well, I feel quite homely, and it just, all my childhood memories come flooding back when I'm here too.
Yeah. I was totting up the Spice Girls children these days.
Yes.
'Cause obviously you mentioned
What's
yours.
your count?
Mine? Of
You need all your
children.
fingers. You need all your fingers now, don't you? We're getting onto the toes.
Well, I think there's the one that's due now, isn't there?
Yeah.
So that will make a football team. I think it's 11, isn't it? That's
that
right.
will be the 11th.
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
Do you
like
ever,
rabbits.
Do you ever get them all together? Has that ever happened?
We do. Do you know what? We try to do it as often as we can. We don't, usually get all of us together, but in little groups here and there, because it's so lovely for the children to spend time together and grow up together, really. And everyone's got such lovely kids. I mean, all kids are lovely, aren't they? Bless them.
So how often are you and the other girls in contact?
It depends, I saw Emma recently. I actually saw Victoria Mel as well. I was over in LA a few weeks ago. So it kind of depends what's going on in everybody's lives. But, we do really make the effort to see each other when everybody's around and not busy and stuff.
Yeah. Does it seem like 15 years ago since that first song came out and you did that backflip down the table?
It does.
Could you still do that backflip down the table, do you think?
You know what? I haven't backflipped in quite some time, but I keep meaning to get it back in the repertoire.
You wouldn't be able to do it in those shoes you've got on today, though.
I don't think I can do it in these shoes now.
Huge heels, I noticed upstairs. Do you have larger heels than those? I was transfixed by them upstairs.
I think I probably do. Yeah, the ones I wore in the video were quite high. And I'm having to learn how to negotiate these high heels and stairs and things. But, girls got to do what a girl's got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Obviously, there's lots of stories around about the Olympics in 2012, and the Spice Girls obviously get linked with that. Is there any truth? Do you think you'll be there in London next year?
Unfortunately not. No, it's something that, I've never been approached about it. And I'd love to do it, Don't want to be corny, but I'm a big fan of sport. I always have been, and the Olympics is such a big deal. I remember growing up and, watching it as a kid, and to have it in our country is fantastic. So I'd love to be there and be part of the event.
There's still time, you never know.
Yeah, there's still time.
And obviously there was the reunion tour, 2007 was the last one.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a reunion tour?
There's no talk of it, no plans. I'd do it. It was great. We had a really, really fantastic time. But have we done it? You know what I mean? Have we done that now? We can't keep coming back every 5 minutes.
Take That have done it. Look how big Take That was this year.
Yeah, but they've come back with, fantastic new albums as well, and they've kind of continued where they left off, whereas we just came back to kind of celebrate everything that we'd done, really. It's different with girls, I think.
The door is always open, the door is open.
The door, yeah, absolutely. I didn't think it happened the first time, so... You never know. You never know.
What about a tour for Melanie C on her own, though?
Absolutely, yeah. We're planning it at the moment. I'm hoping to do maybe just a couple of small dates before Christmas and then do something more extensive in the new year.
That'd be fantastic. And there's a musical, isn't there?
Yes.
Viva Forever. When's that actually going to be happening?
We're hoping that will be ready by the end of 2012.
So none of you girls are in it, but there's a lot of the music obviously in it.
Yeah. Lots of tracks. I forget actually how many tracks are in it, but it's lots of singles, lots of album tracks as well. And really, Jennifer Saunders has written the story, and she's just through the music been inspired to write this, as you can imagine, fantastically funny and heartwarming and, emotional play. It's really cool.
And who has the amazing task of being you then? Have you met her? Or
well, it's not based on us 5 girls.
Oh, right.
Yeah, our producer's Judy Kramer, and she produced Mamma Mia. So people who know the movie and the stage show, it's a fictional story using the music.
I see.
Yeah.
And obviously there's been lots of girl groups since the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Who do you think's come the closest to kind of emulating what you did?
Gosh, I think that's really difficult because everybody's different. You know, I think for me, what's, you know, fantastic at the moment is there are so many great female artists about. In fact, the majority of the biggest artists in the world are women. You know, Beyonce, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Adele.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, really great to see.
So that girl power is finally taken hold.
Girl power in full effect.
Excellent. Melanie, it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
And good luck with the new album and good luck with the new single.
Ta very much.
Thank you very much.